dreams throughout our lives, and we still dream and pursue most of our dreams. But I wonder whether being a Toastmaster was one of your dreams. I believe that for a majority, being a Toastmaster was not a dream, but at an instance of the journey of pursuing your dreams, you felt like being a Toastmaster would make it easier for you to go through. A very good evening to all the resource persons and all my fellow Toastmasters and non-Toastmasters in the audience. I'm Toastmaster Sandhavi Kangara from K-Gold Toastmasters Club, and I will be the host of today's session. So today we are with 5 homegrown, significant characters of 5 different fields who have made themselves an idol in their respective field. I'm honored to introduce our keynote speakers to all of the people in the audience. Also, the audience, feel free to drop any questions you possess either to me, to our Zoom master during the session as a direct message. I will forward your questions to the respective speaker afterwards. I'm now going to introduce our 5 keynote speakers or the stars tonight. Firstly, we have a dedicated Toastmaster from Fusion Toastmasters Club. He is Toastmaster Nimantha Gunawardana, who is an IT professional currently working for Pearson as a Scrum Master. Hello, Toastmaster Nimantha.
Hello, everyone.
We're glad to have you in the chat today. So could you please have a brief introduction about yourself for our audience?
Sure. As you said, currently I'm a senior Scrum Master in Pearson Lanka. But in terms of the industry now, I have more than 20 plus years of experience. Yes, I'm a bit old now. When I look back my career, when I look back at the past companies I have worked in and the organization I have worked in, so the Toastmaster has been a big part of it. Now, most of us start our careers in some kind of a technical field. It can be a software industry or another industry. So you start working on some specific area. In my case, I was a software developer, and then I moved into project management stream. Now, how the Toastmaster worked is because Toastmaster will fine tune you in many different ways. Probably we'll talk about it more in the coming sessions, and so it will prepare you for any situation a corporate world can throw you at. So in this couple of years, I have worked in very large organizations like HSBC and Pearson. At the same time, I have worked in fast-growing startup cultures as well. One common theme, or one common thing I realize is, regardless of the culture, regardless of the organization you are working for, the communication and leadership skills you learn in Toastmasters matters. So you can apply wherever you go. It doesn't matter which organization, which sector, always you can apply what you have learned and what you have practiced. So the time passed by, you will realize this more. And I hope in today's session, you will get an idea, get an understanding about what you can gain being a Toastmaster. Normally we say once you are a Toastmaster, you are a Toastmaster for life, because you get into that culture, right? So positive culture. So normally people don't leave. They may be taking a leave, maybe 1 year, 2 years leave, but they always come back as a Toastmaster. That's the reason. That's the secret behind Toastmasters. It creates so much positive culture environment to absorb you in and mentor you. So that's all about me, actually. So welcome you to join the rest of the session, and control is back to Toastmaster Sandhavi. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nimantha. Once a Toastmaster will always remain being a Toastmaster. I agree. With that, let's move towards a strong Toastmaster lady. She's Toastmaster Asha Hapuarachi from Kegel Toastmasters Club. She's currently working as a SLA's officer, a Director of External Trade of Ministry of Trade, to be specific. Hi, Toastmaster Asha. Welcome to the chat.
Hello, Sandhavi. Hi,
Audience
Toastmasters
would
and
love to know a bit about you.
hi, Toastmasters and non-Toastmasters. Yes, yes, Sandhavi. I am Asha, and I'm just a Toastmaster, and also I'm a proud member of Kegel Toastmaster family. We are working as a family as in Kegel. And so actually, I'm working for the government sector for 14 years as an SLA's officer, stands for Sri Lanka Administrative Service. And currently, I'm working for the Ministry of Trade as a director, and I'm handling external trade. It means all the trade agreements, foreign trade delegations, and everything. So I have a network with ambassadors and other handling always G2G business and G2B business these days. So I have big network with Toastmastering and with my career. Over to you, Sandhavi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Asha, and thank you for mentioning that Toastmasters networking as well. We'll move towards that later on. Next, we have another shining personality from Kegel Toastmasters Club. He's none other than Toastmaster Tharshanan Kadiresipillai, who is a medical doctor by profession. Welcome to the chat, Toastmaster Tharshanan.
Hello, Sandhavi.
Hello. So we would love to know a bit about you as well.
Yeah. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Toastmaster Tashanan, born and brought up in Jaffna, studied in Jaffna Hindu College, and then graduated from Faculty of Medicine, University of Jaffna. After graduation, I'm in the service for almost 10 years with the internship, and I have worked in both preventive and curative sectors. And currently, I'm doing my postgraduate career in medical administration. At the same time, I'm reading for MBA as well at Postgraduate Institute of Management, University of Sri Lanka. With the career as an administrator in progress, we deal with a lot of people from the NGOs and international organizations and other professional categories. So that I'll be discussing later how Toastmastering is playing a huge role in managing all these relationships and career development. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tharshanan. I hope our audience would have a lot to know from you. So we have another budding Toastmaster from OIC's Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Sithiji Amarasena, who is a professional TV presenter and an event host while being an undergraduate too. Hello, Toastmaster Sithiji.
Hi, Sandhavi.
Hi, how would you introduce yourself to us?
All right. So, talking about myself, my full name is Sithiji Kavishma Amarasena, and with her favorite quote, best is yet to come. So I passed my O-levels and chose art stream as my preferred stream, and then entered to the university, and now I'm specializing in English and doing English in the University of Cali, and I'm a third year undergraduate and one more year to fulfill there. So while I'm in the university, I have done many things, many events, as well as I'm a Leo member, Gavel member, and I'm the VP Education there as well. And Rotaract, I'm doing Rotaract, and I was an ISECer too. Apart from that, I was representing our university as an university ambassador for Sustainable Development Goals, specializing Sustainable Development Goal number 6 in last year. And while doing all those things, I'm a TV speaker too, as you said. So thank you for mentioning in Charana TV. So that I would introduce as one of my first steps and milestones in my life, where I improved myself, and it is more than 3 years now. Now, apart from that, while doing all those things, I joined Toastmasters. So before joining, while doing my TV presenting, I joined Toastmasters, and that really helped me to build up my confidence and improve my public speaking skills a lot. So when I compare my videos, I can see it, I can visualize it, and I joined Toastmasters in the year of 2019. And in the following year, I was the vice president membership, and now I'm the vice president education. Uh, so going beyond the club, last year I was in the District 82 program called Directors Team, and this year I'm in the Club Growth Directors Extended Team. So that is how my Toastmaster journey and the other things are going on. Yes.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sithiji. As she mentioned, the best is yet to come. And congratulations on what you have already achieved at such a young age. Next up, we are ready to welcome a civil engineer to the chat. He is also from the Oasis Toastmasters Club. Welcome to the chat, Toastmaster Gihan Javira.
Hi, hope I'm visible and audible.
Yeah.
Yeah, first, I'm so sorry about this dress code and the background. I'm still at the office. So, let me give a small introduction about myself. So, I'm Gihan Jaivira. I studied in Royal College from grade 1 to 13. Then, after that, I joined Sri Lanka Institute of Information and Technology. We simply call as SLIT to do engineering. So in 2018, I passed out as a civil engineer. So from there onwards, I worked in so many companies, and currently I am working attached to Maldives government in Housing Development Corporation as a civil engineer. So with the current crisis and everything, I had to leave the country and my club. So currently I am in Maldives. So when talking about my Toastmasters career, I joined Toastmasters in 2013, just after my A levels. So from there onward, step by step, I got addicted to this Toastmasters, special to Oasis Toastmasters. So it's like my family. We used to call it as Oasis family. Then from 2013 to 2020, I have hold so many positions in Exco, almost every position in Exco, other than the secretary, suppose VP education for 2-3 times, like that. Then in 2020, I was the VP PR. I was able to change the PR tradition in Oasis in the area and the division into a new culture with the developed PR skills and other things. So in 2021, I was the president of Oasis Toastmasters Club. So with the start of the year, I had so many challenges with COVID and all the other things. Then we shift to online meetings. So many challenges. In 2022, I mean in this year, I'm working as a content specialist in District 82 PR. So that's a small introduction about me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gihan. So you're joining all the way from Maldives, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. So now we are ready to move to the most prominent part of this event, which our audience would have been waiting for. So we are about to unravel the linkage between Toastmastering and various professions. When we heard the word civil engineer, what we imagine is a person acting in a construction field with a helmet and a jacket on. But a Toastmaster mostly engages with an audience moving on a stage. Toastmaster Gihan, how would you bridge these two parts of you?
Yeah. So even me, when I heard this civil engineer or the engineer, I also feel the same thing. That white color hat, helmet, and the jacket, and like that. So it's not only that part, right? There's another part. I'll explain that one. So in my A levels, actually, I just wanted to join Sri Lankan Airlines. It's not because of anything that, that free tickets, those days, is a free ticket. So I just want to take that free ticket and enjoy my life in Sri Lankan Airlines. So that I wanted to join Sri Lankan Airlines. So if I want to join Sri Lankan Airlines, then I need to improve my English. Right? That's a basic thing. So then I was thinking, I was finding a place to improve my English. So at the same time, my father found this fraternity called Toastmasters, a bit new name at that time in 2013. And at the same time, my father wanted me to be an engineer, right? So then I asked, so why I'm going to Toastmasters? Then he said, to improve your public speaking skills. Public speaking skills for a civil engineer? So I asked the same question. Then he said, shut up and get ready. So then I joined Toastmasters in 2013. And step by step, as I explained previously, I got addicted to this one, Toastmasters. Right? So in my engineering career, it starts actually when I started my engineering student life. So in university, you have to do so many presentations, so many explanations, so many reports, almost everything. Right? So the first benefit I got from Toastmasters is the presentation skill. So you all were there in universities now. So that group presentations is there. Individual presentations are there. When we are working as a group, all the other members in the group, their problem is this presenting part. So when we are doing a group presentation, one should present this everything, all the engineering techniques and all the other things. So at that time, they always telling them, Machang, we'll do all the other things. We'll prepare all the reports, we'll find all the details and everything. Machang, you just present this one. So I took that benefit. So for all 4 years, I just stay in free life and just did the presentation part. So that's the first thing, first benefit I got from my Toastmasters. Then in plant trainings. So as engineers, we have to be as a training engineer for 6 months. So that means a half-boiled engineer like thing. So that time also we have to fill a diary, uh, records, presentations, and everything. So from there onwards, these Toastmaster skills, at every moment, it helped me, right? So from there onwards, I worked in so many companies. And now you mentioned something that you imagine that engineer is a person who's wearing that white color helmet and jacket and staying in a building construction place or in a road or someplace, right? So I also thought like that, but that part is just a small part in engineer's life. So when it comes to engineer, he is not the guy who's wearing that helmet. Yeah, he is wearing that helmet for some times, but there's another side in this engineering field, starting from the agreement, client meeting, presentations, explanations, progress meetings, and everything. So now I'm working in client side in the government. So many progress meetings. We just want to explain our ideas, our plans, our development plans, everything to the clients, right? So we have to uh, explain the new things we found and our plans and everything to our top management. So for that, that presentation mastery is there now. So the things you are getting from these Toastmasters, it's in almost every place, it's helpful for a civil engineer. So in Toastmaster, if someone asks what is Toastmasters, they normally used to say that it's the place where you can improve your English, your public speaking skills. But I'm saying that that's not the thing. It's already mentioned in Toastmasters. Toastmasters is the place where leaders are made. So by the end of the day, but with this all the public speaking skills and all the other things, ultimately they are making a good leader. So engineer means a leader who can enrolls whole site, whole staff, all the assistant engineers, technical staff, everyone. So with this place as a leader, I got so many things. I can't explain those things within these 3 minutes. Yeah, I hope you got the answer.
Yeah, you very well explained it. Also, I have a little more question. You mentioned about presentation skills and improvement of your English language, right? So is there any effect for your critical thinking and your decision-making skills you improved just because of Toastmastering?
Yeah, I think it will be a little hard to explain that one because from 2013 onwards up to around 2020, this pathway thing was not there. Right, all members, they may know that competent communicator manual, there's 10 projects in there. Then after that, advanced communicator bronze, then advanced communicator silver, then gold, like that. And there's another manual, competent leader, we used to call it CL, then advanced leader. So from there are so many different projects. So in those projects, storytellings and humorous speaking, that critical thinking things and everything was there in that thing. In these pathways, they have divided that one into different parts, right? So the present, if you want presentations, you can follow up in that pathway like that. So from that CC manual and ACB, I have completed advanced computer bronze and competent leader. From those projects, actually, I don't know how it got improved, but I know that it improved because of this Toastmasters things. So critical things means when I was president, I had to take so many decisions. So one day you also will become a club president. Then after that, I was in area PR team in Toastmaster Prardhana, like that. So many problems will come. So when you just join the expo, then when you join the president, then you have so many goals to achieve during your year. So I think that day you will understand how this Toastmasters things affect and how to improve your critical thinking skills from Toastmasters.
Yeah.
It's a bit hard to explain that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gihan. Even I had so many things to get from that. So, SLA's officer is a person who always deals with the general people. I would like to turn towards Toastmaster Asha. So, Toastmaster Asha, we would like to know to which part of your profession being a Toastmaster helped the most.
Yes, Sambhavi. Actually, I have to lead people mostly. So sometimes I have to lead the society, and we are leading the regulation sector in this country. So actually, I polish up my leadership skills. We have leadership skills to some extent, but the thing is, we need to polish up those. We need to polish up those, and we need to apply into appropriate places. So that is how I gained from Toastmastering, from the exco position up to the meeting roles. So in the meeting roles, we are practicing, whether it is TMOD or the RRM, round robin master, or the table topic sessions, we are practicing. Or as a member, we are just practicing our leadership skills. So after moving to the exco position, I can move up, I can go furthermore. So I polish up my leadership skills from Toastmastering, and it will help me a lot. So in jobs or in the society, no one commenting on our roles. So we just criticize, but in Toastmastering, we help each other. We are supporting each other. So many people even the budding members are commenting on ourselves. So we can polish up ourselves through this Toastmastering. And also I can practice in thinking. Actually, I can practice my thinking on my feet, especially in the table topic sessions. So I have improved my impromptu speaking skills. We know in meetings, so many questions arise from, in my career, from parliament up to the office. There are so many questions from general public. I have to answer those. I have to have knowledge. I have to improve my knowledge. I have to get the academic skills. But giving an answer through this knowledge or through these skills is a tremendous task. So I can improve my impromptu speaking skills. I can stand on my feet with confidence because of this Toastmastering. So that's the skill I can gather on. And another skill I can gather, that is on-time meeting. I have to arrive on time. I have to stay particular time and cover my task on that particular time period. And I have to leave on time. The leaving on time ensure the starting another work on time. So I gather the on-time meeting practice through this Toastmastering. And Sadhavi, you also know that many people commenting on my works, from the leaderships to the speaking skill up to the meeting conducting. So that is a good opportunity to me. I think I answer your questions on the way.
Yes, Toastmaster Asha, it was really helpful for all of us. I guess for all the people in the audience as well. So I have one more question, Toastmaster Asha. You mentioned that Toastmastering has helped you with improving your leadership qualities, your punctuality, and your positiveness. So apart from all those qualities, you have improved yourself a lot, right?
Yes.
So as a person who deals with people a lot, why did you specifically select Toastmasters as a fraternity to improve yourself? You may have known so many platforms to improve, right? Why was it just specifically Toastmasters International?
Because Sandhavi, that is international organization, as well as it can adapt to ourselves. Though it is international, it can adapt to ourselves. So we are going through the international standards. When we are moving to the out of the country, I mean overseas, especially the summits and the conferences. So we have to maintain that international standards. So it is easy to move with them. I have personal experience with working with Treasury Japan. So I moved to Treasury Japan for 1 month. So from there is conference and meetings are held in the particular manner. So I understood this is going with going with international standards. So I decided in Japan to join Toastmasters. So from Tokyo, I sent a message to the Chamira and Prarthana. So they interviewed me and invited me to join. So I'm joining and selected this fraternity because of these international standards, and it can adapt me to me as well. Over to you, Sandhavi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asha. It was interesting to know your journey as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Normally, doctors are the ones who question others to ease the medical diagnostic process. But now I'm about to do kind of a Toastmastering diagnosis with a doctor. Hello, Toastmaster Darshana.
Hello, Sandhavi.
So as a medical student, you have completed 5+ years of education entirely in English. And you also got the chance to move with people a lot. And you still decided to be a Toastmaster. Why?
Yeah, I can divide the question into certain areas. Of course, what you have said is 100% correct, that we had this 5+ more years of education completely in English. But in the medical career, we can divide the medical career into 3 different segments. I mean, being a student as an undergraduate student, that is number 1. And then coming to the society as a doctor, dealing with people, treating patients, seeing patients, that is number 2. And then the academic career and the intersectoral coordination that we have to have. So these are the 3 areas which I'm going to give some ideas. So when we start the career as a medical students, not all of the people are good with English when they start. Some of them struggle and gradually they pick up in 1 or 2 years. But what we study in the university is medical English. Basically, we read books and it is mainly related to the medical terms. And anyone can be able to manage with that within 1 or 2 years. It's quite easy. But after coming to the society, we have to deal with patients. Patients will differ from place to place. For example, if you treat a patient somewhere in a rural part of the country, that is quite different. They will be speaking the native language. But if you are moving towards a town or a city or in Colombo or wherever the city areas, you will have different kind of patients. So you should be able to handle all the categories of patients, and especially when the patient is talking in English, then you should be able to handle. That is number 2. Then after that, if you are on your academic pathway, if you're doing some post-graduation, definitely you'll be having this chance of doing presentations, reports, research, portfolio, lots of things. In addition to that, you will have to move with a lot of professionals, a lot of intellectuals, a lot of academic people, and you will be presenting in sessions, forums, conferences. Those things are there. And also, for me, especially since I'm working in, I'm specializing in medical administration, we have to deal with people who are coming from abroad and the international organizations and everything, as just like Toastmaster Asha said. So those really need some smart speaking skills as well as a good leadership. So Toastmaster Gihan said that Toastmasters is where leaders are made. What I love from this Toastmastering course, before that, I'll tell you some basic information I'll go back to my university days. We were the first batch to start a Gavel club in Faculty of Medicine, University of Jaffna those days. But we were able to run the club only for a couple of months, just 1 or 2 months. I think it's 3 months. After that, I had to move to the final year. I was a president, and we handed over to the next batch. So that only 3 months I had this Gavel experience, which I loved a lot. Following that, I had this dream to join a Toastmasters somewhere at some point in my life. Then after internship, I came to Kegol and I found this gem, this Kegol Toastmasters Club. I joined in 2021 and still continuing. Had a very good exposure. What I love in this Toastmasters meeting is the way the meeting is conducted. 3 things are very, very important, or most invaluable things from Toastmastering. Number 1 is, if you have a stage fear, you can totally lose it if you attend the meetings regularly. You have to speak. Every time you have to speak in front of an audience. The other thing is the non-verbal communication we have. As we all know, the non-verbal communication accounts for almost 55% of our communication. The words matter only for words or the content matters only for a small amount, and 55% is your non-verbal communication, your eye contact, your body language, the tone, vocal variation. No one gives us feedback on these things. Wherever we do, wherever we speak, through the faculty, through the academic sessions, we speak and talk to people. But this exact feedback you will find only in Toastmasters. That matters a lot. And also, every reports and participating in the meeting as well, each and every role matters a lot. Taking up, even if it is our founder, TMOD, general evaluator, whatever the role, you train yourself to become a leader. So your fear is gone, your nonverbal communication is built up, and then you get very good criticism or structural criticism, or maybe feedback, good feedback, which will help you to improve. And you will be seen as a unique person wherever you go. So I think that's the reason to be in Toastmasters for these long years, Sandhavi.
Yeah, Toastmaster Darshan, you very well explained how the medical technical terms in medicine differs from the normal English language we talk, and how you improved your leadership qualities through Toastmastering, which were really helpful. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Darshan, for joining.
Thank you, Sandhavi.
I have one more question for you.
Sure.
Are there any message for the youngsters who wonder whether they should or should not be a Toastmaster?
Definitely. I have no questions. I mean, I have no doubt to advise to a youngster to join Toastmaster. I'll readily tell, I have told many people, and I'll readily tell a youngster who is willing to join Toastmaster, please join early as possible. Don't delay that. Because the meetings, every Toastmasters meeting is a unique learning experience. That's what I will summarize simply. It's a unique learning experience you will never get anywhere else. You interact with people, you take roles, and especially the round robin session. That is the most enjoyable session in a Toastmasters meeting, that gives you the rapid responding skill. You get a topic, within 5-10 seconds you have to talk, and it really gives you the confidence. So definitely there is no question mark on that point. I'll readily advise anyone, if they are planning to join the Toastmasters, please do that early as possible. You will not regret doing that. So that's my advice.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Darshan. I hope the audience have extracted a lot from you.
Thank you, Sandhavi.
You're most welcome. Next up, we have a young, blooming Toastmaster with us. She's none other than Toastmaster Sithiji Amarasena. While being an undergraduate, you introduce yourself as a tea presenter too. Did being a Toastmaster fast-track your career?
Well, Sandhavi, yes, of course, I would say 100% it helped me, because still in the YouTube, there's a video of my first episode in the TV program. There in between, I say sorry. Okay, still it is there, and I watching it. I think I have watched it 3 times. So imagine in a YouTube video and in the live stream and even in the TV saying sorry in between 3 times, right? So that is how I was. Now that nervousness was there within me when I joined, right? So, but moving on, after 2 to 3 months, I joined Toastmasters, and that is how I realized that I can improve. And practicing and preparing beforehand, and everything should be there while before we are getting ready for anything. So that is how Toastmasters helped me at first. And the other thing is, I started doing my speeches from the icebreaker onwards. So I had to do my icebreaker in an online setting. But I got the chance from the VP Education back then to do my speech after COVID in the physical setting as well. Because I realized rather than doing it in an online setting, it will be more interactive, engaged, and it will help me to develop or improve myself by doing it in a physical setting. So now that is my first stage in Toastmaster, and I didn't have any like 100% idea about what this is giving and how this is going to help me. But moving on, I realized that I am improving myself. Now my mentor used to record few of my videos, and I contested for the first time, and there he videoed. So when I watch those things, now I can identify how I improve, how I have improved myself. So when it comes to the TV presenting and all the event hosting and everything, to build up my confidence, this Toastmasters helped me a lot. I'm saying it anywhere, everywhere, to everybody. Because confidence is an attire that we can wear wherever we go. Maybe in an interview, maybe in the university, maybe when we are presenting, doing our presentations, maybe we are presenting in front of camera. No matter where it is, the confidence is the most important factor that we can have. And I'm guiding Thurston College Gavel Club as well. I'm the coach there. So for them also, what I'm telling is confidence is the number one factor. So that is how I realized confidence should be there. The Toastmasters helped me a lot to build up my confidence along with public speaking skills, leadership, and communication. And that helped me a lot in improving myself when presenting in TV, because it is not an easy task. Cameras are there, we can't make mistakes, and editors are there, production crew is there. So if we make mistakes, they are out of the track because they are doing a really hard job there. So if you are making mistakes, think about their situation. So while I'm doing some programs, I realized that with Toastmasters, when I was going with Toastmasters and after doing some speeches, that helped me a lot to improve myself. That is how I improved, yes.
Yes, Toastmaster Sithiji, you have really well explained how Toastmastering helped you to improve yourself as a TV presenter and overall your life, right? So
Yeah.
I have one more small question for you. Can you please explain us, you have mentioned how mentoring helped you. So could you please explain our audience the importance of having a mentor for the life?
Sure. Now, mentor-mentee relationship is a special or unique thing that we have in Toastmasters. So because now that specific relationship is not observed in many institutions or many academic field or anywhere. But in Toastmasters, it helped me a lot because now imagine when we hear the name Toastmasters, we do not know anything, right? And if we don't have anybody to support us, guide us, and follow us, then what will happen? We will be like out of nowhere. But a mentor in this fraternity is helping us, supporting us to get onto the track. Especially when we are doing the icebreaker speech, in organizing speeches and structuring speeches. So my mentor was Toastmaster Chiranta Sirikumara from Oasis Toastmasters Club. He was my first mentor and still he is the mentor, and still he is pushing me to complete levels, to get the triple crown and to complete the pathway as soon as possible. Like that, he is still pushing me, though he is in overseas. That is how my mentor is helping me. And I would say I learned a lot to become a good mentor. And now I'm a mentor to my mentees. I have 5 mentees under me, and they did speeches. And because in the project 3, in level 2 project 3, there is a specific project to explain about mentor-mentee relationship. So they gave credits to me by explaining that I'm a good mentor. So that's how I felt that I was doing justice for them, and I'm proud of myself on one part. On the other part, I'm proud of them because they have improved and they have got into the track. Now I just have to follow them. So that is how the mentor-mentee relationship is going on.
Well, thank you so much, Toastmaster Sithiji. And I wish you all the very best in your Toastmasters journey as well.
Thank you.
We feel like IT professionals are there to work with devices than with people, right? Here we are having an IT professional. Let's clear this out with him. Toastmaster Nimantha Gunawardana, how Toastmaster skills contribute to your career?
All right. Thank you. So I'm wondering what I should say now, because other Toastmasters have covered almost all aspect of Toastmaster life, I think. And I learned a lot. And I'm really proud to see that how the Toastmasters Toastmasters Club has helped different industries. Now, it's somewhere similar to any other industry when you come to software industry, or like in my specific case, I'm into IT project management, but as an industry, it's very important. So let me give you a quick glimpse of what a general career progression looks like. Now, if you want to advance your career, right, it can be in IT industry, it can be other industry. I would say there are three key elements you need to follow. So the first one is you need to have hard skills. What is hard skill? So if you're a software developer, you should know how to code. You should know how to put it out and for testing. So if you're a tester, you have to do that. I mean, if you're a software engineer, or if you're a civil engineer, you should know your craft. So that is core skills, or we call it hard skills. Now, the second one is soft skills. Now, we all know the soft skills we need to have. So regardless of their field, we need to have different soft skills. Like it can be a leadership skill, it can be presentation skills, it can be time management, having the emotional intelligence, so things like that. So we need to have this third pillar. Now, the specialty of our Toastmasters is it will provide two elements out of these three. What are those two? So it will provide you, or it will arm you with soft skills, obviously, right? So when it comes, so you will be armed with very good impromptu and prepared speeches. So in the life, in the corporate world, we have lots of cases we need to have impromptu speeches. So as an example, all of a sudden, one of your colleagues is leaving the organization. Somebody says, "Hey, it's your friend leaving today. Why don't you talk something? I mean, so maybe something about your friend, right?" All of a sudden, that's impromptu. You can't prepare for days for it. You never knew that's coming in your way. So in Toastmaster, it will train you to do that within a couple of seconds. How do you layer it to three separate? How are you going to enter this one? What is the body? How it's the exit strategy? Or what is the conclusion you're going to give? So you can do that in your head within seconds. So that's so Toastmaster will train you for that. And numerous meetings. Now, you can't find any industry, any job where you don't have constant meetings. We are bombarded with meetings. And sometimes you'll realize people get credit for others' work as well. Some people are much better marketing them rather than actual doing the work as well. So even in my teams, I have repeatedly seen underdogs. I mean, I have repeatedly seen people doing their hard work. They put their fullest, 100%, great performance, but they don't sell themselves. They don't market themselves. I think this is where the Toastmasters can come into play. A Toastmaster will learn how to market themselves, how to use their skills, core skills with the soft skills they have learned. They can market themselves. I think that's a great great point to join Toastmasters. And the third element is when it that you can't have a successful career without a successful network, or you have to have a network of colleagues to be a successful in any industry. Now, we don't take this much seriously most of the times, especially in Sri Lanka. Because this is called network currency. It's like another currency we are collecting. How many connections you have in your LinkedIn profile? How many professionals you know in the industry you want to be in? You want to be in a specific area in your industry. How many people you know, right? Now, how the Toastmaster can help here? When you go to a Toastmaster club, you will realize everybody is TM, everybody is a Toastmaster. There are no ranks. There are no. I mean, we are all in a flat culture. Now, on top of that, when you go out, you will realize there are founders, there are CEOs, CTOs, just like here we have the medical doctors and different directors. So we all are together, and we all treat equally. Now as an example, right now, okay, I have a great opportunity to connect with this wonderful crowd. I can introduce myself. They will treat me as a colleague, regardless of my ranking or regardless of where you are, right? So here it is, I can see an opportunity for networking with other people. So, and when you go outside the club, now this is outside the club event. Now this is a very good example of outside the club. Similar to that, there are wonderful other numerous events organized by Toastmasters specifically for the purpose of having this network built. So while we go through this Toastmaster journey, you will meet various kinds of lots of people, and you will start building your network, and it would be bigger and stronger. Now you can see that it's not simply one thing, but out of 3 key elements, like except the hard skills, you can gain your soft skills. At the same time, you can build your network. Now, with the time, you will realize these are like your career in your career. I mean, it's a currency in your career journey. You can use it when time comes. You can cash it when time comes. So that's why I recommend everybody to join Toastmasters. I just ask them to have 1 hour commitment or 1 hour commitment in every other week and start joining. And I totally agree with what Sithiji said about the mentoring. It's very important to have a very good relationship with mentors and mentee relationship. Mentor can do wonders, like they can guide you and take the first step when it is most needed. So that's very important as well. So when you join Toastmasters, you are not alone. I mean, Toastmaster will just not throw you a login and do it by yourself. There are lots of supporting community around you. They will support you to grow, and all want you to grow. That's the importance we are having. So with this unique culture, they have fine-tuned for 100 years, maybe 130 years or something. They have fine-tuned this culture and this setup. So you don't have to reinvent this one. We don't have to reinvent this one. We simply need to follow these steps, and guaranteed you will be a better leader. You will be a great communicator. That's my understanding of that one. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sandhavi.
Well, Toastmaster Nimantha, you had a bit more tendency towards this networking related with Toastmastering. So I thought of shooting this question at you. Will it be beneficial for you if you have this Toastmasters networking, if you have any migration plans?
Indeed, it will. Indeed. Now, so I can give you an example. Let's say you want to plan. Okay, so there can be multiple ways. One, if you want, you might be even getting some like opportunities to migrate through Toastmasters. That's also possible because of the network you are having. On top of that, the next one is, let's say you have already decided and you have a plan to migrate to a specific country. We'll take as an example, let's take Canada. So your plan is to move to Canada in next 2 years or so. You can already start building your network in Canada, because you can always reach out to these teams, to these clubs. And when you do reach out, or when you actually migrate to a specific country, you can immediately join those specific clubs in that region. Now, this gives you a huge advantage, because when you go to a very new country, you are a stranger, you don't have anybody. But now there are some fellow members, right, who will understand. You understand the language. You know, we have a Toastmaster language. I mean, we call it Toastmasters, we have Sergeant at Arms, and we have different events. So it's kind of new to other people. But now all of a sudden, you are in a strange land, but there is a set of people who speak the same language, they understand you, and they are ready to help you. I think there is no other better way than joining a Toastmaster. And if you're planning to migrate, at the same time, keep on your eyes on the regional, or that in the specific destination Toastmaster clubs. maybe join as a guest one day or two and get to know them even before you go there. I think that's a great question, and I think that's a great way to do it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nimantha. It helped a lot for us. I mean, I guess there may be people who wish to migrate in our audience, so it will be useful for them as well. So, what an amazing session it was, right? I hope you all enjoyed it. And I myself, as a university student, was able to detangle many doubts I had. So thank you all for those amazing explanations. And with that being said, now I'll move towards the questions from our audience. We have a question, which is a common question. So any of you interested in this, you can answer. How the contest experience can help individuals or professions? I'll repeat the question. How the contest experience can help individuals or professions? Any of our 5 speakers can answer?
Yeah, obviously. So in the actually it's a very different experience when it comes to contests. The experience you get from the club and the experience you get it from facing in a contest is very different. So all the things you have learned for months or years, you need to put it into all in one specific event, and you have to practice. And it's a huge challenge, and it's a nerve-wracking experience. But it will mold you in such a way that nothing has done it. So when you go back, once you face a club or like a higher level contest, and when you go back to your own club, you are a different person. That's what I realized. So that this is a crucial part of the Toastmasters journey. So if you are a member and if you want to become a member, remember to join the contest, because in the contest there are so many roles, not just the contesting. There are in the leadership skills set of roles. There are set of roles where you can improve your leadership and communication skills and the organizational skills. There are different roles you can take. Regardless of what you take it, there would be a huge plus. By all means, take it. That would be beneficial for sure.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nimantha, for answering that question. So I would now like to know whether our audience possesses any other questions. If so, you can just directly ask it.
Yeah, I would like to raise this question for Nimantha, Toastmaster Nimantha, because all others are familiar for us for the overseas. We were together for so long, so he's a new friend for all of us. So Toastmaster Nimantha, as the person who engage in IT profession, especially you guys work behind the scene most of the time, and also you guys have to work not in Sri Lankan time but for the other countries' time. In that situation, by doing the profession, also how you manage to come for the club meetings and how you continue the Toastmastering career?
Okay, very good question. Actually, yeah, I mean, some people even find it difficult to cope up with their work. Yes, as you said, even right now there is a meeting I am missing with my US colleagues joining this one. So it happens. But again, it's all about priorities. Now, yes, there can be multiple meetings. I mean, we work in different time zones. But what you can do is, if you prioritize enough, if you prioritize your work, and it all depends on how you manage it. Now, so normally what I do is I prepare very early. So when I know that in a specific day I have my Toastmasters meeting, so I book my calendar. So once I book my calendar very early on, nobody can put anything on the same time. Right. I mean, of course, there can be other work, but but again, what I said is it's all about priorities. What kind of a priority you give to the Toastmasters Club. If you do so, I'm pretty sure you can find enough time. The thing is, the Toastmaster is all about you. This is an investment for yourself. This is one of the biggest investment I have done to myself, right? So you put work onto your project, you see that project is successful. That's good, right? You should work because you are getting paid for organization. But again, when do you work for yourself? When you put your hours for you? When do you invest for you, right? Toastmasters at the time you enjoy, but at the same time you do a huge investment for yourself. So that's why I tell everybody, regardless of whether you said you are busy, I'm pretty sure you can find 1 hour. And in terms of the preparation, I am not very good at preparation for the speeches. My team knows. So I don't take much of time. So I do how I can do it. I for the prepared speeches also, I take probably 1 or 2 hours, and I put it in the point form. Put a recording button in. Put the voice recorder in my phone. Practice three times and fine tune it. Present it. Done and dusted. So if you overthink it, like if you are taking 2 months to prepare for a speech, and if you are thinking 1 month to get it into a role, so don't do that. Don't overthink it. We are just all together here. We learn. You can fail forward, right? You realize what you didn't do right, and you can correct in the next time. So that's my understanding of that situation, actually. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Toastmasters Annavi?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some few words to add on the previous question that was perfectly answered by Toastmaster Nimantha.
Sure,
The
Toastmaster.
question was about the contest experience, how the contest makes you a better professional. In addition to his words, I would like to say, rather than looking the contest as a different thing, you have to consider each and every club meeting as a contest. You have to take the roles as you are competing in a contest. If you are doing a prepared speech, just imagine that you are going for a contest today. So prepare for that. Have the script, check that with the mentor, then practice it a couple of times, as much as possible you have, and just go to the meeting as if you are going for a contest. Even the round robin session as well, not the round robin session, the table topic also. Just imagine when you raise your hand that you decide that this is going to be a contest. So have that contesting mentality with the friendly feedbacks. That would help a lot, because until level 2, we have the certain limitations. Until we complete the level 2, we have certain limitations with contesting beyond the club level. So take or consider each and every meeting as a contest and try to bring the best within you, bring the best out of you. So that's another addition to what Toastmaster Nimantha has clearly explained.
Well, thank you so much, Toastmaster Nimantha, along with Toastmaster Tharshan, for that lovely explanation. We, the freshers, have a lot to get from you all. And I would like to know whether there are any questions in the audience. Please raise your voice if you have any question.
Good evening to everyone. I'm Chatura here.
Yes, Toastmaster Chatura.
I have some small clarification, because most of the public members think this will help us to improve our communication skills, as well as most of the time they think about the communication skills. But I feel other than the communication skills, this is a leadership, and as well as there will be overall development inside the person once you become a Toastmaster and once you engage with the meetings and everything. The engagement will make make the person to a different character. So how can you explain this one little bit clearer to our members? The change in a person by being a Toastmaster within a few words or few minutes. Thank you.
Could any of our speakers provide an answer for that question, please?
I can go, but I would like to give the opportunity to somebody else if somebody wants to talk.
Yeah.
And it seems like I'm talking too much.
No.
So the Toastmaster Chatura understood this one, I think, when you join EXCO, right, Toastmaster Chatura?
Yes.
Yeah, Chatura. So actually, this is the problem with many of our members. That I have personally met some people who were thinking that executive members in a club is paid by Toastmasters International, right? So they're saying that you are working that because you are paid. So I have met that kind of friends, Toastmasters in many clubs. So many Toastmasters, new Toastmasters, they think that this is only the place where you can improve your English skills and all the other things. Until they are being there as just a member. So when they join EXCO, they know that there's something beyond that level. So we are working with an unpaid executive committee, right? So in your company, you are paid for the things you are doing. So but when you are the president, you should handle a group of 6 people, but they are not paid, they are volunteer anyway. But by the end of the year, you should go for that goal. So handling that unpaid members and taking the work, their things from out of them is a bit hard thing. So I learned those things from this Toastmasters once I joined Oasis Toastmasters Club, and once I become the president. So these days we are facing a critical situation in Sri Lanka now. So the dollar crisis, I mean, before 1 year we met. So in that time also, there were so many clubs who achieved medley, talk up, and the beat the club. So that's because of their management, and they have achieved all the goals during the COVID period. Also, they have achieved all the D82 goals and everything. So that's almost because of the management and handling those executive committee members with the club members. So let me add something to the previous question also, the time management and everything. So have you guys ever seen any institute or anything who has planned all the club meetings for the whole life? So in Oasis Toastmasters Club, I know in 2025 April, what is the meeting dates? What are the meeting days? 2nd and 4th. In 2030 also, I can guess that the 2nd and the 4th Sunday of every month is. So you can plan your other works according to that. You know that in this year, this month, the 2nd Sunday morning from 9 to 12, I have Toastmasters Club. So as previous speakers said, the priority matters a lot. So that depends on the priority. And let me add another small thing. When we are requesting our new members to join executive committee, the most answer I got from them is, oh, I can't balance all these works. I am doing this thing. My research is coming there in the next year. Mostly university students. I am in the final year, so I am in my implant training. So like that. So every time I gave the answer, take the maximum benefit of this Toastmasters Club. So at the same time, you are a university student, you are in a Gavel Club, you are in implant training, and you are in Toastmasters Club. So take that experience and get the benefit to handle multiple of tasks during the same time. So once you go out from the university, you have to marry, then you will get children, and you are having a husband or a wife. So amma Toastmasters එනකොට ළමයි බඩගින්න ඉන්න බෑ. She or he should balance everything, right? Otherwise, when you go to a wedding, then ඒ රස්සාවෙන් අස් කරලා. එතකොට ඒ තත්ත්වෙට එන්න බෑ. So we have to manage everything. So when you are a Toastmaster, you can get that chance, managing executive committee, work with your office buddies, manage time with your friends, your family members, and handling new members, so many things. So my request is, as I said previously, consider this one as a place where you make leaders, where you can be a good leader. To be a good leader, you need this public speaking skills, right? So that's my explanation and the advice I can give to the new members.
Toastmaster Sandhavi, one more question. When it comes to myself, actually, I started Toastmastering to have a relax. It means those days, as you all know, I put a dot for my 10 years career life, and after having my baby, I became full-time mother. And I joined Toastmasters because it's good opportunity for me to come out at least twice a month. So then I gave all the responsibilities of my kid for my parents, and I came. Most of the people believe that this is an educational organization, but for me, it's not like that. It's mixed with all. There I met lots of professionals, especially Toastmaster Taishanan and Toastmaster Asha, Toastmaster Chatura, when he's a banker, doctor, officers, and lots of people I met. And there were so many nice chat. So it's, for me, it's good place for relax my mind as well. As I would like to raise this question for Toastmaster Taishanan. Those days, actually, I was not engaged in special profession, but those days you guys engage in a profession, and while doing that thing, also you came to the Toastmastery. How that situation feel for you guys? It means it's really be a fresh air for your mind. I think it's helpful for, there are some new guys who are waiting to join the Toastmasters. I think it will really beneficial for them as well, Toastmaster Taishanan.
Yes, Toastmaster Madhushani. As you have said, definitely I have, as I have already mentioned, I enjoy meetings. I enjoy the Toastmasters meeting, and every Toastmasters meeting, if I am having a role, I used to practice. I mean, from the icebreaker, I had my mentor, Toastmaster Chamira Silva. Then he became the president, and every speech he will ask me, or he will text me, what about the script, and then I'll send the script, and then I'll get the feedback. So I really enjoyed this process. And even how busy you are, taking part in the meeting was a really enjoyable thing. When I was in Kegol, now I have moved to Colombo. The Kegol Toastmasters people know that I was not there recently with a couple of meetings, but when I was in Kegol, I really enjoyed these physical meetings rather than the online platform meetings. I enjoyed the physical meetings because the real essence of Toastmastering you can really find in physical meetings, where you can speak, interact, and that's where you can learn a lot about the body language, that non-verbal part. So every meetings, after the meeting, as a member, as a participant, I feel rejoiced, and I really enjoyed that process. So whatever in a busy schedule we are, that I made that habit of enjoying meetings, and I was very particular not to miss a meeting if I'm around Kegol. So if I'm in Kegol, so that's how I developed that habit, and that was a mutual benefit for me, because even if I'm busy, if I'm first going for a meeting and meeting these people, these wonderful people of the Kegol Toastmasters family, it's the networking also. Again, it gives you a lot of support and you get supportive comments, you get very supportive feedbacks, encouragements, wishes. So all in all, it all together, it gives you a very positive mindset, and the next day you can face the next day far more better than the previous one. So that's how it goes.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster.
Adding something to that, in a student perspective, it is undergraduate perspective point of view, even I myself enjoy joining meetings. No matter how busy it is, it means we know that when we are in the universities, we have assignments piled up, and sometimes exams are coming up, back-to-back exams are there. So in-class tests are there. So no matter how many exams I have, I join and I enjoy those 3 hours in meetings. So imagine that I have an exam on Monday, but still on Sunday, I'll go for the meeting. That's how I am, and that's how I enjoy. And that is kind of a stress reliever, because 2 hours we have the meeting, and after the meeting, we have chats. Snack master is there, and we are enjoying simple snacks. And while the snacks are going on, we are having chit chats. So like that, after the meeting also we have some sessions. So those are the most interesting parts and the stress relieving, I would say, sections that I have and that I have ever met in my life. Because now we know that stress is something that we all face, even in exams, maybe in profession level, maybe in household work. That is a normal thing that we face. But if we have a way to relieve our stress, then we move for that. So take this as a stress reliever method, because that is really satisfying, and plus you get the self growth on one hand. On the other hand, you will enjoy yourself. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Toastmaster Tharshan, along with Toastmaster Sithiji, for that lovely explanation. And this session is becoming more and more interesting with time. But as we're running out of time, we have to manage it accordingly, as the time matters the most. So are there any questions to be quickly answered? If you're having some more questions, you can ask them and clear out now. I guess we are done with all the questions. Are there any more questions? Okay. So every pro starts as a beginner, but not every beginner ends up being a pro. But you all have made it. So kudos to you all. Each minute of our life counts differently. No wonder these 60 plus minutes we spent have added an exceptional value to your lives. With that being said, it's now time to wrap up this session. I would like to thank all our professionals on behalf of Area 1 Division K for holding hands with us to improve themselves as well as the others by spending their valuable time. For all the division directors, club presidents, and all the officers for the continuous guidance given. Toastmasters, where leaders are made. Day by day, we Toastmasters prove that this is not just confined to a wording. I would also like to thank our Zoom Master Toastmaster Kanishka Hettiarachchi from Fusion Toastmasters Club and our audience for joining us and helping to make this event a success. Also, thank you so much, Toastmaster Dinesh Nadun, our area director, along with Toastmaster Chatraveer Singha, the president of Kegol Toastmasters Club, for providing me with this unmatched opportunity of hosting such a special session. Finally, I would like to pay my gratitude towards all the Toastmasters and non-Toastmasters who have supported somehow to make this event a success. So goodbye until next time. Good night, y'all.
Goodbye,
Good night,
everyone.
Chinese.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
Did a great, wonderful
Good night.
discussion.
Thanks.